Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, ministers here present in the meeting of Parliament, I hereby reconvene this meeting, offering meeting on the draft budget 2025 with presentations, or the first presentation, a general one on the state of affairs, basically, with respect to the budget by the Prime Minister. And then the Minister of Finance, Ms. Marinka Gums, had started her presentation. I now want to give the floor to the Minister of Finance. Minister Gums, you have the floor, and you may continue where you left off, or at least from the point where you can now pick it up and continue. Minister Gums, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon once again. I will continue with the sentence regarding the much-needed investment loans of the 132 million guilders for our utility company, mental health facilities, and the prison. The interest rate was initially set at 3.4% conservatively, with a total loan amount of 132 million guilders. However, based on the bond issuance results, the final interest rate is now 2.43%, leading to a positive outcome. This adjustment results in a savings of 1.3 million guilders in interest expenses, which will be addressed in a note of unwising amendment note. And the last point from the CFT, number 3, was provide an adequate explanation for the 52 million guilder loan request for investments in 2025. Each proposed investment has been detailed in the notes to the budget. Further clarification and elaboration on these investments will be provided later in the presentation. All 3 recommendations from the CFT have been incorporated into the 2025 budget. Our projected revenues and tax structure for the coming years are closely linked to economic growth. As the economy expands, tax revenues naturally increase due to higher corporate profits, rising individual incomes, and increased consumption, impacting taxes such as income tax, profit tax, and turnover tax. Conversely, economic slowdowns typically lead to reduced revenues. For 2025, we anticipate a 3% correlation between economic growth and tax revenues. However, these estimates are subject to actual economic performance and require careful monitoring and adjustments as needed. Tax revenues for 2025 are projected at 453 million guilders, up from 426 million in 2024. This growth is largely driven by increased wage and turnover taxes, supported by new construction projects that are expected to stimulate employment and consumption. By 2026, the introduction of the tourist tax, projected to generate 18 million guilders annually, will provide a notable boost to revenues. Additionally, while further tax reforms and improvements in tax administration are planned, their impact is expected to be realized in the longer term. As for the expenses, our multi-year projections are based on several key assumptions across economic categories. Personnel costs for 2025, a 2% salary indexation and a 1% increase in vacation allowance are included, along with allowances for bonuses and step increases. Besides this, the operations of the new prison will lead to an increase in personnel becoming significant from 2027 by 2.5 million guilders. Goods and services. Moderate growth is expected as inflation is projected to remain stable at 2 to 3% annually. Social provisions and health care. Rising costs are anticipated due to the aging population, with seniors increasing from 5% of the population in 2011 to 13% in 2022. Interest payments rising due to increased capital loans and refinancing agreements. This refinancing of liquidity support loans as a reduced interest rate of 2.9% will slightly mitigate the impact. These projections emphasize the need for careful monitoring, timely reforms, and efficient use of resources to maintain financial stability in the coming years. This slide provides a comprehensive overview of the expenses and revenue generated by each ministry. The Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Justice have the highest expenses, with totals of $122 million and $105 million, respectively. On the revenue side, the Ministry of Finance generates the most, with $467 million, followed by the Ministry of TIAT, which generates $59 million. The 2025 budget includes a total of 359 million guilders allocated to the capital account. Of this, 271.5 million is reserved for investments in capital goods, and 87.7 million is allocated for debt repayments and student loans. Of the total, 271.5 million for capital goods, 171.9 is for projects carried over from the 2024 budget amendment, and 47.7 million is for projects from the 2023 budget amendment. These projects were delayed and shifted to 2025 due to execution setbacks. The 2024 capital goods projects are funded through 132 million in loans, 33 million in contributions from BZK for the prison, and 6 million from Teweyo Tema A1 for the second phase of the ERP system. Additionally, 26 million from a 60.9 million loan received in 2023 remains unused and has been reallocated to the 2025 budget to support ongoing execution. Further contributions from Teweyo include 22 million guilders, of which 6 million is allocated to strengthening financial management, Tema A1, and 16 million is designated for implementing a new tax system, Tema C5, together with the unused loans amount of 26 million. This totals 48 million in the 2025 budget. The 87.7 million allocated for debt repayments and student loans comprises of 73.5 million from loans taken prior to October 10, 2010, 5.2 million for student loans, and 7.2 million for regular repayments. The 73.5 million will likely need refinancing through a new loan, while student loans and regular repayments will be covered by existing resources. The remaining 52 million guilders from the 271.5 million is for new capital investments, requiring additional financing through a new loan in 2025. This loan incorporates several significant investments, including the Ministry of Justice, 10 million guilders for the new prison. 2, Ministry of TIAT, 9.5 million guilders for a new building for the Met Department. And number 3, Ministry of Public Housing, Spatial Planning, Environment and Infrastructure, VROMI, 18 million guilders for land acquisition. The opening balance of loans stands at 1 billion guilders. To fund the capital account, a new loan of 52 million will need to be secured. Additionally, in 2025, the repayment of 73.5 million loan. As mentioned earlier, refinancing this loan is critical to maintaining financial stability. Alongside the full repayment of 73.5 million guilder loan, an additional 9 million regular loan repayments is required. This brings the total loan balance as of December 2025 to 1 billion guilders. These repayment obligations highlight the importance of careful planning and decision-making to safeguard the country's financial stability. Timely measures must be taken to ensure smooth refinancing and manage the impact of liquidity effectively. Continuous monitoring of the loan portfolio and proactive management of financial obligations are essential to minimizing risk and maintaining a solid financial position. As stated previously, the debt for climate swap is a topic I would like to discuss with the Netherlands. This is something I am particularly keen on exploring for our country. While we continue to borrow to finance necessary investments, it would be far more beneficial to redirect the funds currently used to repay loans towards investments that contribute to our country's development. This will be a critical conversation I intend to pursue with the Netherlands as we move forward. The Ministry of Finance has the following 4 strategic focus areas. 1. Financial stability and efficient resource management. The ministry is focused on ensuring fiscal stability through initiatives that improve revenue collection efficiency, refine budget forecasting, and enhance public spending management. Key actions include digitalizing the tax system to improve compliance, implementing cost-saving measures, and adopting cash flow management practices that enable consistent funding for essential services. Investment in critical public infrastructure will further support the government's ability to meet service demands while achieving long-term economic sustainability. Number 2, transparency and public trust. To build public confidence and foster civic engagement, the ministry is committed to implementing comprehensive financial management reforms. Regular audits, transparent financial reporting, and accessible tax administration systems are central to this effort. Digital compliance systems and tax reforms will increase trust in government operations, ensuring transparency and alignment with national and international standards. Number 3, a stable economic environment. Sustained economic stability is essential to protecting citizens from financial uncertainty and supporting growth. The ministry aims to achieve this through improved treasury operations, strengthened monetary and credit systems, and focused debt management. Collaboration with the central bank on fiscal policies, a targeted debt restructuring plan, and cost-saving measures are part of a strategic approach to fostering a stable economic environment that protects against instability and promotes long-term growth. And number 4, inclusive growth and development. The ministry is committed to ensuring equitable economic growth by aligning national fiscal policies with broader development objectives. This includes working closely with other ministries and international partners engaging in regional initiatives and targeting support for marginalized communities. Through strategic resource allocation and collaborative efforts, the ministry will ensure that economic benefits are broadly distributed, promoting social equity and inclusiveness at every level of society. This diagram represents the organizational structure of the Ministry of Finance in St. Maarten. Here's an explanation of its key components. Minister. At the top of the structure is the Minister of Finance, who leads and oversees the entire ministry. Staff Bureau. Directly under the minister is the Staff Bureau, which consists of the SG and the concerned controller. 3, main departments. The ministry is divided into several key departments, each with its own focus and responsibilities. Fiscal Affairs focuses on tax-related policies and broader fiscal policy making. Department of Finance Policy. This department includes section policy and budget, responsible for developing financial policies, preparing budgets, and ensuring alignment with national priorities. Section AO and AIC refers to administrative organization, internal control, focusing on establishing and maintaining financial procedures and controls. Financial accounting. This department handles the financial records and payroll of the government and includes financial accounting, manages general accounting and financial reporting, salary and wages, handles government payroll and wage-related matters. Tax administration. This department oversees tax collection and compliance. Its subjections include support, which provide operational and administrative support, receivers, handles the receipt and collection of tax payments and revenues, audit, focuses on auditing taxpayers for compliance with tax laws, inspectorate, enforces tax laws and ensures proper compliance. This structure ensures that the Ministry of Finance operates efficiently and clear roles and responsibilities divided among its departments to manage the country's financial affairs effectively. The total expenses of the Ministry of Finance amount to 82 million guilders in 2025. The two largest departments contributing to these expenses are the Finance Department, which accounts for 52 million, and the Tax Office, which accounts for 11.7 million. For the Department of Finance, 15 million relates to depreciation expenses, 27 million relates to interest expenses. An additional 10 million is included for TWAO projects, which have a net zero effect on the budget, as they are also recorded as revenue for the country. This explains the increase in staff bureau compared to 2024. The increase of 5 million in the Finance Department compared to 2024 is due to an increase in depreciation of expenses of 2 million and an increase in interest expense of 3 million. Although these expenses are classified under the Ministry of Finance, they primarily represent investments and loans taken out for all ministries. To provide a clearer perspective, if these two items, depreciation and interest, were excluded, the total expenses for the Ministry of Finance, including personnel and material costs, would amount to approximately 30 million for the year. The total personnel expenses for the Ministry of Finance amount to 22 million in both the 2024 and 2025 budget. With regards to material costs, the amount in 2025 totals 59 million compared to 44 million in 2024. This represents an increase of 15 million. Of this 15 million increase, 10 million is attributed to TWAO projects, which are both an income and an expense, resulting in a zero effect on the 2025 budget. Furthermore, 2 million is due to an increase in depreciation costs in 2025 compared to 2024. And 3 million relates to interest expenses, which result from the net effect of loans paid off and new loans taken out. As such, on a financial level, there are no major differences in the general expenses within the Ministry of Finance for the year 2025 compared to that of 2024. The total revenue generated by the Ministry of Finance is budgeted at 466 million guilders in 2025 compared to 433 million in 2024. The biggest revenue generator for the country of St. Maarten is tax revenue, which is budgeted at 418 million in 2025. The second highest revenue generator for the Ministry of Finance is the bank license fees, which amount to 32 million guilders in 2025. The tax revenue can be further broken down as follows. The top three tax-generating sources for 2025 are wage tax at 174 million, turnover tax at 165 million, and profit tax at 44 million. As can be seen, wage tax is the biggest revenue source for the country of St. Maarten. This clearly shows that the people of St. Maarten are carrying this country on their backs. However, it's important to note that not all people contribute equally, as we all have the gray and black markets, including off-the-book workers and those earning below the taxable income threshold who are not paying taxes. One of my key goals is the adjustment of wage tax brackets and percentages. But it is essential that we implement the tourist tax. This tax will generate a significant amount of additional revenue, which will allow us to make adjustments to both the wage tax and the profit tax, while still increasing overall revenue for the country. With total expenses of approximately $82 million, the Ministry of Finance generates $466 million in revenue annually. This is almost 5 times the expenses, showing the important role the ministry plays in ensuring the financial stability of St. Maarten. One of the major projects within the Ministry of Finance is the project Future of Finance. The Future of Finance program, initiated in 2021 under Thema A of the country package, is designed to enhance St. Maarten's financial management and supervision practices, ensuring the government achieves full control and oversight of its public finances. The program brings several benefits that will enhance the way financial processes are managed within the government of St. Maarten. 1, improve financial control. One of the most significant benefits is the improvement in financial control. By integrating modern tools and processes, we will have better oversight and governance over public finances. 2, increase efficiency. The program is designed to streamline operations, automate repetitive tasks, and reduce inefficiencies, allowing staff to focus on more strategic initiatives. 3, reduction of risks. With the implementation of a comprehensive risk management framework, we will minimize errors and ensure compliance with financial regulations. Timely availability of reliable information. Number 4, this initiative ensures that decision makers have access to accurate and up-to-date financial data, enabling timely and informed decision making. Number 5, enhanced collaboration. By integrating workflows and tools, the program fosters better collaboration among departments, ensuring that everyone is aligned and working together effectively. 6, user-friendly way of work. The new system is intuitive and user-friendly, making it easier for staff to adapt and work efficiently with minimal disruptions during the transition. Number 7, centralized data. All critical financial data will be centralized, making it accessible in one place. This eliminates silos and ensures consistency across processes. And number 8, increase customer satisfaction. Finally, these improvements will have a direct impact on the citizens we serve, increasing customer satisfaction by delivering more efficient and transparent services. Our first major milestone is the successful launch of the new ERP system, Microsoft Dynamics 365, and F&O go live on April 1, 2025. This system will replace the outdated Decade platform and will be fully functional with seamless interfaces and ready-to-use data. In conclusion, for me as Minister of Finance, this program is not only just about improving financial processes, it's about transforming how we operate, collaborate, and serve our citizens. Key goals for 2025. Digital archiving law. The introduction of a digital archiving law aims to ensure the secure and systemic storage of government records in compliance with modern standards. This initiative will enhance transparency, data accessibility, and accountability across public institutions. While I assumed office and first visited the tax office, I was appalled by the overwhelming number of boxes piled up and the overall working environment. While these boxes have since been moved to a storage location, simply relocating them does not address the core issue. The real problem lies in the fact that our current laws do not allow for digital archiving. I initiated steps to address this issue immediately, and my goal is to have the digital archiving framework fully implemented by 2025. Digital income tax filing and tax procedures. We will prioritize the implementation of a fully digital income tax filing system to simplify and streamline compliance for taxpayers. This initiative aims to reduce administrative burdens, enhance efficiency, and improve timely revenue collection. Even prior to the implementation of the new tax system, we are focused on making tangible improvements in the process. Despite significant setbacks caused by the retendering of the new tax system, my goal remains to achieve progress. As such, we are committed to digitalizing the income tax filing system and enhancing the overall experience for both taxpayers and the tax office employees. Simplifying and modernizing tax legislation. Our goal is to revise and modernize antiquated tax laws to align with current economic realities and global best practices. By simplifying the tax framework, we aim to foster a fair, competitive, and business-friendly environment. As previously stated, my goal is set on adjustment of the wage tax, profit tax, vehicle tax, and introduction of the tourist tax. Streamlining payment processes within finance. Efforts are underway to create seamless and efficient payment processes within the Ministry of Finance. This would lead to faster disbursements, improved cash flow management, and enhanced service delivery. Leveraging digital tools for improved efficiency. We are committed to integrating advanced digital tools to optimize the ministry's operations and decision-making process. These innovations will increase productivity, reduce costs, and improve overall financial governance. Boosting tax compliance. We aim to implement targeted measures to increase tax compliance through improved enforcement, public education, and streamlined processes. By fostering a culture of accountability, we will ensure fair contributions and bolster government revenue. Tax reform and retracting outdated taxes. Reforming the tax system includes phasing out outdated taxes that no longer serve their purpose or align with modern economic realities. This initiative will simplify the system, reduce administrative burdens, and promote fairness for taxpayers. Adjusting tax based on substantiation. Tax adjustments will be made by clear and evidence-based substantiation, ensuring rates reflect the current economic environment. This approach will enhance equity in the tax structure and foster trust in the system. As stated, my intention is to gradually lower the profit tax to 15%. Collaboration with Curacao team, SBAP, and ATS for audits and collection. Strengthening partnerships with SBAP and ATS will enhance audit and collection efficiency by leveraging shared expertise and resources. Additionally, as stated, we will not reinvent the wheel, but instead work closely with our counterparts in Curacao who have successfully achieved significant increases in their tax revenue. By learning from their strategies and experiences, we aim to replicate similar successes in improving our own revenue collection. Strengthening road tax controls in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice. Collaborating with the Ministry of Justice will allow us to improve enforcement and compliance with road tax obligation. This joint effort will ensure stricter oversight, reducing evasion, and ensuring equitable contributions. Improving processes at the tax office and receiver's office. Flexible payment approaches, case-specific plans. Introducing flexible payment options and case-specific plans will provide taxpayers with tailored solutions, fostering compliance while accommodating diverse financial situations. This approach aims to reduce arrears while improving taxpayer relations and trust. We cannot continue with a one-size-fits-all approach. I want the government to receive its money promptly, but individuals who cannot pay within the standard 9-month period should not be forced to comply. Instead, their specific circumstances should be considered. In some instances, no agreements are made, leaving the government without funds for extended periods. This is counterproductive, as having an agreement in place would ensure that at least some funds are consistently coming in. By adopting a more pragmatic and flexible approach, we can improve compliance and maintain steady revenue for the government. Focus on current outstanding amounts and automatic refunds. Prioritizing the collection of current outstanding amounts and streamlining automatic refunds will enhance efficiency and fairness in tax administration. Timely refunds and targeted collections will strengthen financial management and taxpayer satisfaction. Rethinking auctions, business closures as last resorts and ensuring no funds are refused. Reassessing auction and business closure procedures and ensuring no public funds are refused while minimizing undue hardships for taxpayers. The cost will be on maintaining balance, fairness, and accountability in these critical processes. Establish clear principles and objectives. Last resort policy. Define auctions and business closures explicitly as measures of last resort to be used only after all other avenues, such as payment plans, mediation, or restructuring, have been exhausted. Non-refusal objective. Create a guiding principle that prioritizes the recovery of public funds, ensuring no financial leakage or missed opportunities for collections. Develop alternative solutions. Flexible repayment plans. Offer case-specific payment options to allow businesses and individuals to settle debts without resorting to closure or asset seizure. Debt restructuring programs. Collaborate with businesses to restructure debt in ways that facilitate repayment over time while allowing operations to continue. Mediation services. Establish a mediation mechanism where disputes can be resolved amicably, avoiding adversarial outcomes that may lead to closures or unnecessary court cases. Public engagement and communication. Education campaigns. Inform taxpayers about their options to avoid auctions and closures, such as flexible payment plans or mediation services. Transparency reports. Publish data on recoveries and the use of the last resort measures to build public confidence in the ministry's approach. Enhancing work culture with a top-down approach. An improved work culture will be cultivated through strong leadership, emphasizing accountability, motivation, and a shared commitment to excellence. Transparent communication and the recognition of achievements will help build a more engaged and productive workforce. As Minister of Finance, I am committed to genuinely listening to the hard-working taxpayers, or tax employees, and broader community. Furthermore, I want to make it clear that the perception of the tax office as a kingdom of its own, operating without accountability for its actions, is a thing of the past. As a ministry, we have our goals that we aim to achieve, and it is essential that these goals are adhered to and actively pursued. Accountability, collaboration, and a shared vision for success will be the foundation of our approach moving forward. Training personnel and addressing limited staffing issues. Investing in training programs will equip staff with the skills needed to excel in their roles while addressing staffing shortages with strategic planning. In addition, collaboration with entities with the applicable expertise such as ATS and SBAP is key. These initiatives will ensure a more competitive and effective workforce to meet organizational demands. 4, filling key vacancies and offering competitive salaries. Filling key vacancies with qualified candidates will address operational bottlenecks and ensure the organization operates smoothly. Additionally, we intend to implement policies to address the issue of individuals serving in acting roles for extended periods. Adjusting the function book and offering competitive salaries will be key to attracting and retaining top talent, thereby strengthening the organization's overall capacity and performance. Ministries utilizing all available funding, NRPB, TEWEO, CAPEX. Efficient utilization of funding from entities such as the NRPB, the TEWEO, and CAPEX is vital for advancing critical projects and supporting national development. Ministries will be guided to align their initiatives with available resources, ensuring timely execution and transparent reporting. It is very unfortunate that ministries are not adequately taking advantage of funding opportunities such as TEWEO, NRPB, or other alternatives. It is equally unfortunate that some ministries solely rely on the country's revenue as their primary source of funding, overlooking the many external funding options available. My intention is to change this mindset and encourage ministries to actively explore and utilize these external funding sources, which can significantly bolster their initiatives and reduce pressure on national resources. Debt swap discussions with the Netherlands and fiscal responsibility. As previously stated, engaging in constructive debt swap discussions with the Netherlands will alleviate financial pressure while promoting sustainable fiscal management. These efforts aim to reduce long-term liabilities, improve credit standings, and strengthen financial independence. Liaison between the tax team and the Minister's office. I intend to implement a dedicated liaison team between the tax office and the Minister's office, which will enhance coordination and accelerated achievement of goals. This collaboration will streamline processes, improve compliance, address both taxpayer and the tax employees' concerns effectively, and ultimately generate increased revenue for the country. Engaging external resources for supplement limited personnel. To overcome current staffing shortages, external resources such as ATS and SBAP will be leveraged to provide immediate expertise and capacity. This strategy ensures continuity in operations while recruitment and training efforts focus on building a resilient long-term workforce. Improving treasury management process. Enhancing treasury management will focus on optimizing cash flow, improving liquidity, and ensuring the timely disbursement of funds. These measures will enable better financial planning and support efficient government operations. Lastly, my goal will always remain the improvement of collection efforts, both within the Ministry of Finance and by encouraging other ministries to focus on collecting all outstanding funds. Exploring new revenue streams will also continue to be key focus of mine, whether within the Ministry of Finance or in collaboration with other ministries. And as Minister of Finance, my overall goal is to ensure the sustainability of our country and its financial future. When looking at ways to increase government revenue, one revenue stream that we can explore is charging airlines or operators who use our airspace on what is called overflight fees. The fees come from airlines or operators who often have to fly over multiple sovereign airspaces. They pay for the use of air navigation services of each country they overfly. This is an internationally accepted practice. In fact, many Caribbean countries such as Barbados, Dominica, and Trinidad derive significant revenue from granting the rights to overfly their airspace. Our strategic location in the Caribbean places us on the flight paths of many transatlantic and regional routes. By leveraging our geographic position, we can explore this new revenue source without directly increasing costs for our people. It is therefore my intention as your Minister of Finance, in conjunction with my colleague, the Minister of TIAT, to explore the possible implementation of overflight fees as a potential revenue stream for the country. Finally, the tourist tax will remain a key focus as it has proven to be a reliable revenue stream, projected to generate more than 20 million annually for the country. This source of income is crucial for sustaining and supporting the nation's financial stability, and it would enable adjustments to other taxes without jeopardizing the country's finances. In closing, I would like to emphasize that through this budget, we seek to address the immediate challenges facing our economy while laying the groundwork for long-term prosperity. My ultimate goal as Minister of Finance is to ensure fiscal discipline. I remain steadfast in my commitment to prudent financial management, ensuring that every guilder spent delivers tangible value to our people while maintaining the stability and sustainability of our nation's finances. Madam Chair, this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for the opportunity to present this budget and for your attention throughout this important debate. I look forward to engaging with members of Parliament and addressing your questions as we collectively work together towards the betterment of our country. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister of Finance, Ms. Marinka J. Gums, for your presentation on the Budget 2025 and the Ministry of Finance part in this budget in particular. I am now going to adjourn for just 5 minutes, as I understood, as we go from the Minister of Finance to the Prime Minister now for the Ministry of General Affairs, that a few minutes are necessary in order to make that transition. So I'll adjourn now for 5 minutes. This meeting is adjourned for 5 minutes.